Inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah, in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. I am Paul Pugmire, your host and the president of First Tee Utah. Sitting here with our co-host, Jan Brownstein. Jan, good morning.
Good morning, Paul Pugmire.
So good to see you.
It's good to see you. It's
Beautiful
a wonderful
fall day.
Saturday.
It's
the Holy War Day, so it's a little, it's exciting. But we have such exciting stuff to talk about. When we talk about Utah and University of Utah, we have great stuff. And Utes are going to win tonight. It's going to be great.
Absolutely.
Oh, I predicted a 10-13. I didn't say who was going to win. I just said it's going to be 10-13.
27-24 Utah.
Good.
And in a game like this, things are tight.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens,
Well,
turnovers will make the difference.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a young, inexperienced quarterback, that's where the turnovers will happen. I think Bear is explosive, but makes a mistake probably. And if that mistake turns around and goes the other way, Utes will crest point of the mountain with a W.
Yep, that's what I said. I went 10-13, and the team that's going to win is the team that has the fewest turnovers and, fewest mistakes.
There we are.
Okay, we got our Ute in.
Yeah, we did.
Our football in.
And I need to take another quick digression.
Okay.
Regardless of what sport you watch or not watch, you must pay attention to what Shohei Ohtani did last night.
Oh boy!
It's beyond a lifetime
experience. I didn't see it.
It stands alone in history.
I didn't see it, so tell me about it, because my son is a big-time Dodgers fan.
Three home runs, one of which left the stadium, and he pitched 6 scoreless innings with 6 strikeouts, all in the same game.
What?
This will stand as the greatest game in the history ever played
greatest single game in the history of the game. Baseball.
One of the greatest games ever played in the history of any sport.
Can you imagine being there and witnessing that?
Well,
or more importantly,
watching it on TV.
More importantly, being a child and being there and witnessing that. I mean, that's how you grow up and love sports. Is the moments where you were there.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
Cool. That gives me chills. That's really cool.
This first hour of the show is presented by Salt Lake City Golf at slcgolf.com or the Salt Lake City Golf app. Check them out and use the app or the website to make tee times. There's still golf being played this fall. Of course, it's a beautiful, beautiful day today. We hope you're playing some golf and get a chance to play any of the great Salt Lake City golf courses. We are teed up as always by T-Box. TBX.golf. Check them out. They have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. Jan, we are going to jump right into something really important, really meaningful. Of course, this is ESPN 700. We are home of the Utes. It is a big, big, big game day, but we're going to talk University of Utah golf, and we're going to welcome the U of U head coach, Garrett Clegg, friend of the show. Coach Clegg, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Oh, hold on just a second.
I'm a little ahead of him. Okay.
Well, we can just maybe not. We're not going to blow the lead, so to speak. We're going to just wait till we get Coach on the phone.
No, this isn't a big reveal. I mean,
I know, but
this has been all over social media. It's certainly on the Utes website.
Who's number one?
University of Utah.
That's right.
University of Utah is ranked number 1 in the first ranking that came out just this week, and Gabriel Palacios is ranked number 1 individually.
How many times has that happened for the Utes?
Once now.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is the very first time. And it's both. It's not just individual, but team.
Now, we will talk with Coach Clegg about some of the details on this, and we'll explain it all. But, okay, we've got Coach Clegg on the phone. We want to thank our producer, Zach Robinson, making the show happen. Coach, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Jen and Paul. How are you guys?
We're good.
We're good, Coach, but we're not the coach of the nation's number 1 team. How the heck are you?
Well, I'm fine.
You're fine. Just no big deal. NBD.
I'm fine.
Well, we're out here in North Carolina, so we'll be putting that to the test this week.
Yes.
You will be putting it to the test. But look, Coach, we have talked for a couple of years, and leading up to it, even years before that, but certainly the last 2 years, about how this program has turned a corner under your leadership, and that people see you coming now. Holy cow, never more so than today, as you pull into the parking lot, people are going to look at the number one team in the country.
Yeah, so as the coach, I downplay that pretty drastically. The one beautiful thing that we have going is last year we had a great year, and we got to where we were in the top 10 with most of these same players, right? 4 out of the 5 guys are on this, we're on this team last year. And genuinely, that they didn't really know how to handle that fully. They would talk about it all the time. It was a big deal. And I know being 8th or 10th or whatever is not the same as being 1. However, it was a big deal for the boys. And we learned, we made a few mental mistakes, if you will, where we kind of started to believe rankings over just worrying about ourselves and worrying about golf. And so I think those are lessons that the players in our program have learned, and I think they're just taking all rankings in stride, and they understand very well that a number next to your name is not what makes you win a golf tournament, and they want to compete to win the golf tournament, and that's what's most important.
Absolutely true, and I appreciate you saying that, and I absolutely respect what you say about your job and your role as the coach is to downplay it, but we are not burdened with that limitation.
So we're going to go to the roof and shout it from the rooftop.
Hey, everybody, the Utes are number 1. Did you hear us? Yeah, and look, we in fairness, certainly to you and to your team, and exactly the point you just made, but also in fairness to other great teams in the country, and I think in particular Auburn and Jackson Coyven. We need to note that it's the first ranking of an early season, and there's a lot of inputs on that and a lot yet to happen. Talk to us, please, a little bit about the clipped scoreboard ranking that is used, and that's what we're talking about here, and how it is put together, how the point system works, and what people need to know about that.
Sure. So basically, at the end of the day, golf is almost impossible to rank, right? So stroke differential is a huge deal, and common opponents are a big deal. So, for example, in our first tournament, the Wahali, that was at home, we did not win, but we were only 1 stroke out of first place, and we played against, and that was against Arizona State and New Mexico, who beat us. They each beat us by 1 shot to win the tournament. So what happens then is the tournaments that Arizona State have played in, it's as if we were 1 stroke behind them at each of their tournaments. And, like UCLA was in the field, and I think we beat them by somewhere around 20 shots. And so then a couple of weeks later, UCLA wins a really big event with great teams, and it was like University of Utah, if they were in that event, they'd have beaten UCLA by 20 shots. So it's not a perfect science, but the points and the power kind of each field are derived from what the results that other programs and other teams have had in the tournaments that they play in. So in the beginning, a lot of things are really in flux because people haven't played enough opponents. So the more we compete and the more we travel across the country, the more correct the rankings become. It's just a statistical analysis of who's competing against whom, how many strokes they're winning, who have they beat, it's mathematical formulas that would blow my mind. I'm not a statistician. I don't really know how they fully work, other than it's the best thing you can do is go and win, and the best thing you can do is win by a lot.
Okay, that's kind of fair to say, but no, I appreciate that explanation, and let's note for a moment, going back to Wahali, Arizona State was ranked number 5 going into that. New Mexico was ranked 21 going into that, but in addition, Brigham Young was in the field. They were ranked 12th going in, and y'all beat them. And so how that point differential works especially plays with ranked teams, and there were 4 ranked teams, including y'all, in the Wahali event. And so, that matters. That really matters.
And even the teams that were there that might not have been, ranked in the coaches poll, because the coaches poll is just people voting. It's just popularity contest. But like Georgia Southern, for example, they weren't technically ranked. I think they were like 13th, 12th or 13th in our field. They played very poorly. Well, they've come back. They've won 2 golf tournaments. One of them they won by 30 strokes. And so within the ranking system, they're not a bad golf team. But, we beat them by the neighborhood of 35, 40 shots. So their good play, the good play of other teams after our event helped strengthen our event. And ours is, in the end, one of the stronger events of the fall happened there in Colville, Utah. So that's pretty cool.
Very, very cool. Let's talk also about the individual rankings. When we look at the top 5, there's 2 Utah logos there. Number 1, Gabriel Palacios. Number 5, this is so cool. Two Utes right in the top. Davis Johnson, of course, right there. And surprise, surprise, a couple of W's with those guys. Talk about these players and them being ranked so high among great college players who have great resumes. I'm talking, of course, players like Ben James at Virginia, like Ethan Fang at OSU. These are players with really thick resumes, and right there with them, Palacios and Johnson.
Yeah, and you got to remember that the resumes mean nothing in the college golf rankings. There's only college golf tournaments. So anything that Jackson Coyven, who's the number 1 ranked amateur in the world, has done, top 10s in PGA Tour events, those don't factor into these rankings. This is strictly college golf tournaments.
Yeah.
And so we've played in 2 great events against extremely high-level competition. And in those events, Gabo, he won one and finished 3rd in the other. He's been beaten by 2 golfers. And and so he's played incredible golf. And Davis won one. And again, the Wahali, when it's graded out right now, the strength of field that was really one of the top 5 tournaments of the fall so far that have been competed. So Davis winning that, he got a large number of points for that victory. Or even though it was a tie for first, he got a ton of points there. And so because of those wins, and this ranking system for individuals really values wins. You get a large number of points for a win. You've got Brandon Robinson, who I think is about 35, 40, somewhere in there. Sorry, I'm blanking on exactly where he is. But
just a minute.
Basically, he's had 2 top 10 finishes, or I think he was like 8th and 11th, and he's pretty far down the rankings. Even though Davis has lost to more players than Brandon.
Yeah, because this is Davis under number 5, and Brandon is at a number 39.
Yeah.
And
Sergio wraps it up at 68.
Yeah, and the win-loss record, I think Davis has lost to 18 players, and I think Brandon's lost to like 16 or 17, whatever the number is exactly. I don't know perfectly, but there's a huge discrepancy in the rankings, and they played the same 2 tournaments. But winning, there's a huge value in winning. So, both those 2 have won big events, which get them a large number of points, and then those points are averaged out. So like I think our team's point average is just about 80-ish points, I think. And then this week that we have right here, the tournament that we're at here in North Carolina, we've got North Carolina, Auburn, Texas, Oklahoma, some of the other schools, sorry, but most of the schools here are top 20 schools. And so genuinely this will put a lot to the test because, yes, we might be ranked number one, but I guarantee Texas is like, we want to have that. We should be that. And Auburn is like, wait a minute, we're supposed to be the number one team in the country. So
And
we'll
I
show you this week.
No, wait. Just a minute, Jan. I want to hear what you. But Coach, let's just pause on what you said there for a moment. Isn't it fun to make Texas and Auburn go? We want that.
That is fun.
I love it. I love it. Okay, Jan, you were saying.
Well, it must be a little bit more difficult, I think, going in as the newly minted number one because everyone's you have a target on your back.
Yep.
More so than if you were playing at number 5.
Yeah, and that's why I say last year, one of the great things in our spring is most of the tournaments we played in, we were the top-ranked team there.
Mm-hmm.
From Hawaii on, after we won the Burns in Hawaii, then I think, even when we went to Stanford and there were 30 teams, we were the top-ranked team at Stanford's tournament. And so these guys are used to that.
Good.
Now there's a different moniker of 10th and 1st. Like those two are two different things. However, amongst your peers, when you step up and you're on the driving range and the teams are looking at your golf bag and you're looking at theirs, they know exactly where each team is. And, our first round we're paired with North Carolina and Auburn. And, Auburn wants, and I guarantee North Carolina and Auburn want to make statements, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're both amazing programs. They're both perennial top 10 teams right now. And, it's North Carolina's home tournament. And so it'll be really fun to compete with and around those guys. And I genuinely believe we've got all the power to beat them. We have to play well, and we're going to be in uncomfortable situations, but we've got a great group of players that can travel anywhere and compete with the very, very best.
Do you know Scoreboard doesn't have the player rosters posted yet? Do you know if Koiven will be pegging it for Auburn?
He will be. It's on GolfStat.
It's okay.
They've got the pairings on GolfStat, which is weird. It's kind of old school.
Yeah, really, right?
A little throwback. But this week it'll be on GolfStat, our first event. And we go from here to Golf Club of Georgia. So it's kind of a southern swing for the boys.
Yeah, wow, all the way back to 2020. That's old school. So you guys being paired with Auburn, who do you have as who are you rolling out as number one?
Well, Gabo.
Gabo, sure.
Gabo will play with Jackson Koiven, and
boy, we'll be watching that.
Oh,
holy cow.
Boy.
Yeah.
And so, and then your roster. Who made the trip with you?
So we've got one new player on the roster this week. It'll be his first time in the lineup. That's Cade McDonough.
Oh,
he's
interesting.
A redshirt
Okay,
freshman.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he played. He had a really good summer. Played solidly at the USAM. Is a great player. Has just he's from Montana. There's just been kind of a lot of growth that has to take place. That is taking place, and we're really excited to see how he performs this week. So we've got the same Gabe, Sergio, Davis, Brandon, and then Cade. Those will be our 5 guys.
I like this team a lot. And you made such a good point. This is, with the exception of Braxton Watts, this is the team you had last year. And one thing that's really interesting is that Sergio Jimenez, who by a lot of measures and expectations is certainly a team leader, perhaps your number one, even though Gabriel Palacios is playing so great. But my point is, Sergio hasn't really kicked it into gear. I think there's still more ceiling room for you guys.
Yeah, and it's so hard to have everybody clicking all at the same time.
So true.
That can happen, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's a number of our programs that we're like, well, I mean, geez, we just finished. We just won a tournament by 4 or 5 shots, and Sergio was 13th or 18th. And so the reality is, like, Sergio's a great player. He's fantastic.
Yeah, totally.
He's going to have really good events. I think he's finished about 20th and 3rd. He was a couple shots behind Gabo, or maybe 3 or 4 behind Gabo at our last tournament. So has he played great? Not yet, but he'll have great events, and Davis will have great events, and Brandon will, and Gabo, and it's very rare that we have everybody that has a great event the exact same week. It's just golf, right?
Valid point. Totally valid. All right. Well, such good stuff. You guys peg it and let it fly in the morning there. Tell us about the golf course there in Wilmington.
So we're going to play our practice round here in a couple of hours. It's a 1 o'clock shotgun. It's a Tom Fazio course. It's a Fazio design. From what I understand, the greens will be the same speed as Augusta National, if not faster.
Okay.
They're supposed to be just insane. Hard golf course. I think usually, it's always a field like this, and traditionally there's only 2 or 3 teams that finish the tournament under par. So it will take everything we have to shoot really good scores, just because the greens, from what I understand, the green complexes have a large amount of slope, and if you miss a green, it bounces and falls way off, and it's shaved. It's super tight lies, and then you're going up the hill to get to the green. And so they say getting up and down is an extreme challenge, but if you hit the greens are absolutely incredibly pure and super fast, and so players can make a lot of putts. You'll make a lot of birdies, but it's really easy to make a bogey. So, excited to see the course. I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. We are right on the water, we're right on the ocean,
nice.
And it's pretty cool to be on the Atlantic Ocean. And so, we're fired up.
Fantastic. Well, Coach, we are sure excited and proud. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The best thing Chris Hill did was to bring Garrett Clegg back home to Utah, and the fruits are being shown now. Number 1 in the nation as a team, number 1 in the nation individually, Gabriel Palacios. So proud of you, so excited, really cheering for what you're going to be doing next, Coach.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. That is Coach Garrett Clegg, Jan.
It's just wow.
Petty stuff, eh?
I just, my face is starting to hurt from the smiling. It's just, it's just such a thrill. And these guys have worked so unbelievably hard. What they did last year with the 5 individual wins,
unreal.
Just was, that is just, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And then for them to follow this up with such a strong team, and and Gabo's performance, and again his international experience too. So it's just it's really fun to watch them just take the nation by storm.
This is must-see TV.
We
will be following this.
Can we watch?
Closely.
Is there a way for us to watch it?
I don't know.
I was just looking.
We'll check that out. I mean, the very fact that they're on GolfStat, which is a great site, but they've been eclipsed by Scoreboard. Anyway, that's details. We got to do a UPod update. The UPod update brought to us by our good friends at Scott Golf. Check them out at scottgolf.com. This Utah-made golf club is so sweet. Jan, tell us about the Bay Current Classic.
Bay Current Classic, Patrick Fishburne, T62 +3, 287 on rounds of 70, 70, 75, and 72. What this does is it takes Fish from 95 to 98 in the FedEx Cup standings. So, how important is next week?
Really, really, really important. Next week, of course, Black Desert, the Bank of Utah Championship. Fish will be there. We'll be watching.
Yes, we will. Peter Quest, he finished at the Corn Ferry Champions at T37 even, 288 on rounds of 73, 66, 76, and 73. Peter was, last we checked with him on this one, he was tied for first. So this takes him from 44 to 46 in KFT points.
Basically held serve. He'll have full status,
Yes.
easily well within the top 75. Full status on the Corn Ferry next year.
Gives him a place to play, and that's
Place to play.
That's what we. That's
What do you
what
do?
we want.
It's what
so
we want. Okay.
it's not what we wanted. It's what we got.
Yeah, for a minute he was inside the top 20.
Yeah,
but,
and that would have been something crazy. So
exactly.
Mike Weir on the Champions Tour. He is at the Dominion Energy Charity event. He is currently sitting T9 -3 on a first round of 69. He is projected number 71.
No, he's
currently 71. He's projected 59
Mm-hmm.
and needs 54 to move on.
Yep. So he needs a good weekend to
Yeah.
move on in the Champions
How hard is that
Tour
going to be for
playoffs.
him to get 5?
Spots?
Yeah,
You mean?
to move 5 spots.
Well, he shot 69 yesterday, which
Yeah.
is solid but not
Solid.
great.
Right.
Okay, so he has a good round on the weekend, and he'll move on.
Okay, great.
There we go.
There we go.
All right. We need to give some love to the Zions Bank Player of the Week. That would be Kaylee Westfall. She wins the Utah Junior Golf Association inaugural Girls Coca-Cola Cup with a steady total of +6, 222 for that fine play. Kaylee Westfall, the Zions Bank Player of the Week, presented by Fairways Magazine. Speaking of players of the, stick around on the other side. We will talk with Noah Schoen, who is the Utah Golf Association Player of the Year. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. Yeah. Utah Golf Radio coming back at you from the mothership, getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. This first hour of the show is presented by Salt Lake City Golf at slcgolf.com and the Salt Lake City Golf app, and we are teed up, as always, by T-Box at tbx.golf. Check them out, any of their facilities around the state where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience. We are joined now by Noah Schoen, who is the Utah Golf Association Player of the Year, newly minted as such. Noah, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, and thank you for having me on.
Certainly, Noah. So glad to talk with you today. We need to start with some mad props. Big congratulations. Golf claps for you, dude. Really, really well done. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Paul. It's always an honor to be on your show, and I'm super grateful for the award and was stoked to get the job done.
Get the job done, indeed. It was not a runaway something that you knew in July. You had to work this, but it rewards the arc of a consistently great season. Talk to us about that arc, about going throughout the entire season from the Southern Swing on through the State Am, where you made such noise, and just the whole picture there for you, Noah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to look back at and see how I was able to accomplish it because, I think it'll surprise a lot of people the way it was done. I actually didn't play in much of the Southern Swing, which is shocking because I'm from Southern Utah.
Right.
And so, I guess the way to put it is I didn't set out at the beginning of the year trying to go win Player of the Year. That wasn't something that I was trying to accomplish. I think it was something that kind of came about really, after the State Am had happened and the run that I had there and kind of looking at the numbers and realizing, okay, this is something that's possible, but I've got to play really well in every event coming in. I couldn't have one event that essentially set me back. And so, early in the season in the March event, the biggest, the UGA Winter Champs, which is held down here in St. George, that was kind of the kickstart for me. I shot 66 in round one at Copper Rock and, was leading. And then day two, I shot 69 at Green Springs and ended up missing about a 5-6 footer on 18 to lose by one to Drake Harvey. And, even that second place finish really, catapulted me into a position in the state to where, I think I was ranked probably top 15, top 20 at the time. And then, you fast forward, I played well in, 3 or 4 amateurs, finishing second in all of them. And, fast forward to the State Am and obviously, winning medalist and then, winning 4 matches and making it to the Final Four was a special week. I mean, it's something I still think about and, I'm bummed I didn't get the win for the week, but it was something that I'll always remember and it'll keep me fueled for the next time I play in it.
Absolutely. And let me tell you something we will always remember. Now, officially, you won this award without a W, which is unusual and also indicates the remarkable consistency of the year. But I take ever so slight exception to that official record because for me, Noah, in my mind, you being medalist in the stroke play portion of the State Am is a win. That was 36 holes against the deepest, biggest, strongest field of the year. And at the end of those 36, your name was on top. To me, that's a W, and really well played.
I appreciate it. And I don't discount that as well. I was watching closely. I was watching that leaderboard down the stretch. And,
so was I.
There were a lot of good players, including my cousin, Will Peterson was right there, chasing medalist honors. And And so I am grateful that I was able to get that medalist honors. And I think there's also a big target on your back with that, number one seed going into match play.
No doubt.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
doubt.
Well,
Everybody
There
wanted
were a lot
you.
of people. There were a lot of people that had Angus, Clintworth beating me round one, and so I think getting the one seed kind of fired me up and was like, no, I'm going to go show these guys that I'm here to stay and I'm here to win.
No, it's Jan, and you and I got to meet for the first time at the State Am, and that was the first time I was able to see you play. And what a joy. You are such a great player, and you're just a wonderful human being. And so this is such a wonderful award and well-deserved. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, Jan. Thank you so much. And it was awesome to meet you as well. And it's just been an incredible year. It's fun to look back on, and I've got one more thing on this year that I'm going to try to accomplish, and it's going to happen on Monday. So
What's that?
I'm gonna try to Monday qualify into the Black
Monday
Desert.
qualifier.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I wanted
you
you to
him say
talk
it.
about it. I was trying to tee it up for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been practicing quite a bit lately, and so I was pretty bummed I didn't get the exemption into Black Desert. I felt like the year that I had, and being the number one amateur in the state, I felt like it positioned me well to potentially receive that, and ultimately the committee there decided to go in a different direction, which I understand, and I'm gonna once again go try to prove them wrong and qualify the hard way. And
I have zero doubt.
on Thursday.
I almost love it that you are doing the Monday Q, just because that's how you're going to get it. You're going to do it. No, it's going to be awesome.
Well, we will certainly be watching that qualifier. As we've noted, this award respects and rewards the body of work for a year, and especially in your case, because it just was so consistent throughout the year, high finish after high finish. And my point is, what a shot does not a season make? Nonetheless, Noah, we got to talk about your chip in on number 18 in the State Am to take out Jackson Shelley. Set that shot up for us, what you were looking at, what you saw. I was standing there, I saw it, but I want to hear from your perspective about that chip in to move on in the State Am.
Yeah, I mean, it's that whole match was. I mean, looking back at that, I actually have it recorded, on my YouTube channel, and it's incredible to look back at it. But I won hole 13. Jackson goes in eagles 14. I birdie 15. We go to 16, and Jackson makes an eagle on 16. We go to 17, and I miss a short one. Jackson makes birdie. So if you look at that stretch there, it was not a single hole was halved from 13 all the way to 18. And it was just a back and forth battle of just incredible golf. I mean, I think both of us were it was probably the two best rounds played the entire week. I was pretty bummed I missed that putt on 18 or on 17, which ended up tying the match, and made it definitely more interesting for the fans, the people following. I think we had, over 250 people on my live stream, and then, obviously a lot of people there at the event as well. And so, to walk you through 18, briefly, Jackson. So it's a short dogleg left par 4.
Mm-hmm.
If you hit it left, you're out of bounds. Right's the driving range as well. So it's kind of a tough shot. It's about 330 yards, and Jackson just completely bombs it. He got up with a 3-wood and just hit this thing like, I would say 15 yards left of the green, and it was great. But I honestly thought there's a good chance this could hit the cart path and go out of bounds, because it was just left of the green. It was still an amazing shot, but it hit something. I think it just flew it and just landed soft. And Brian Shelley, his dad, started clapping up ahead, and for me that triggered, okay, his ball's good. It's green side. and I had an iron in my hand at the time, and I went right back and grabbed the driver because I knew, like, the chances are he's going to make up and down. I've got to put myself in a position to where I've got an easy birdie, and I couldn't have hit a better drive. I mean, this thing was on a rope from 330, just right at the flag, and it came up just short of the green. It's in a small, like, fringe area right in the front of the green, and I was walking up. I had my little brother Luke on the bag, and I told him, I said, I'm going to chip this in. And I think it was just one of those shots. It was one of those moments. It was so back and forth. It was like I wanted to. I mean, I think I willed my way to win that match more than anything. I wouldn't even say that shot was a whole lot of skill. Obviously, I practice a lot, but I think, to chip in that moment with, hundreds of people watching, I think it was more so just the fact that I was going to win that match, and I wasn't going to let anything stop me from doing it. And I hit that chip, and as soon as it came off the club face, it was exactly how I wanted to hit it. It landed about 5 feet left, took a nice 2-hop, and then kind of spun, rolled right towards the flag, and dropped. And my reaction was pretty great.
It was.
It was 2008 Tiger era, so it was pretty good.
Well, you add it
it's
all
on video
up.
Forever.
Exactly. You add it all up, and it was Player of the Year. What a great season. What a great stretch of play. It will be fun to watch you continue it in the Monday Q. Go out there and knock them dead, and we will look forward to hearing from you at the awards banquet later this year.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me on today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, that is Noah Schoen, the Utah Golf Association Player of the Year. And Jan, you are right. He is one of the good guys.
He is a good guy.
He is terrific. And boy, howdy, golf the ball.
I know. Can't wait to see what he does this year.
It'll be fun. It'll
Next
be fun
year.
to see. We will have Women's Player of the Year, Kate Walker, on later in the show. All right. We got to take a break. When we come back on the other side, we're going to talk little things and stuff. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. Things and Stuff on Utah Golf Radio, brought to us by Uinta Golf in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. This first hour of the show is presented by Salt Lake City Golf at slcgolf.com and the Salt Lake City Golf app, and we are teed up by T-Box at tbx.golf. We welcome to the show now our good friend from Uinta Golf, Mike Alleman. Mike, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing great. Mike, you got some things happening at Uinta. But you've got some zero torque, some ZT putters in stock, which is news itself, hard to do. But let's start with this, Mike. For those of us out there who may not know exactly what we mean by zero torque, what is that? Tell us all about what we're talking about when we say a zero torque putter.
It's a trending style of putter. Lab golf has kind of made it very popular, and when one brand comes to the market with a form of technology, you see a lot of brands follow and try to do their best to duplicate the technology, and you see it across all brands. I'd say besides Lab, TaylorMade has the most popular zero torque putter on the market, and we've been having a hard time keeping them in stock since they've released in late June, July, that time frame. But now we actually have quite a few in stock now. But yeah, zero torque putters are generally like a center shaft style putter, and it really just flows with the stroke really well. Been a very popular style of putter in the last year, 2 years.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and you're right. Center shaft, but not all center shaft putters are zero torque.
Correct.
They have the distinction of being set up to keep the face square, at least in a mechanical testing. You throw human variabilities in there. I mean, certainly my stroke can screw up a zero torque putter, but tell us a little bit more about how it keeps the face square in the stroke.
It's just how the putter is balanced. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you get one of these in your hand, and people have all different putter strokes or putting strokes. If you get a zero torque putter in your hand, it almost feels like it's hard to get off plane, no matter what your putting stroke is.
Yeah, and boy, that matters. So tell us what you have in stock.
Well, we got Lab putters, Odyssey square to square, and then I'd say like one of the more popular ones is that Spider GT. Like I said, they've been really, really tough to keep in stock. I think TaylorMade finally catch up on their production on them, so we have quite a few of those in stock in both the counterbalance, which is like your 38-inch putter length, and then all normal style putters as well as the broomstick style.
That is cool. What? Which one has your attention? I'm kind of curious. You're down there with them all day. Which one do you like?
I really do like counterbalance style putters, but I also like just the standard, 34, 35 inch. So they're all good. I'm a putter geek, so I like anything and everything. I can get used to just about anything I get in my hands.
That is so cool. You get a lot of traffic on these things?
Well, this time of year we're slowing down with football season in full swing. I mean, the weather is beautiful right now. This is the best time of year to golf, in my opinion. So come on down to Uinta and get these things in your hand. Try them out. And
while we have you on the phone, we absolutely must talk about Vokey SM10 wedges on sale. You don't see that very often.
Correct. Yeah. I think we're anticipating a new series of wedges coming out early next year, February or March or so. So yeah, Vokey wedges just the other day went down from $189.99 to $159.99.
You know, what's really cool about that is just this morning I got an email from Titleist. I'm on their email distribution. I signed up for that, like, you know, millions of other people. And they are promoting the Vokey S10 in their email to their followers today. And you guys have it on sale. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Folks, please note, if you play 1 round a week over the course of the year, that's 50 rounds. Not a big lift, not a big deal. Pretty dang common. You need to refresh your wedges annually. Straight up. It'll wear the grooves down. It'll affect the spin, affect the characteristics of the clubs. If you've played a round a week this year, you need new wedges. Now is the time to get them. Go score some S10s at Uinta. They're on sale.
Absolutely.
All right, that is cool stuff. All right, thank you so much, Mike. We appreciate you jumping on with us this morning. Keep up the great work there, man.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. That is Mike Alleman from Uinta Golf. Jan, what you thinking about ZT putters?
I'm not thinking about those putters. I'm actually thinking about the replacing of the wedges, considering I play over 200 days a year.
Yeah.
I need to replace my wedges.
You need new wedges.
I do, but here's my problem. And I think a lot of people might have the same feeling. I'm attached to them. What am I going to do with it? Keep it in my trunk like you do? Because I'm not giving it away. I'm not getting rid of it. I mean, it's a Scott wedge. I mean, what am I going to do with
Well,
it?
you're going to replace it with another Scott wedge, but
Yeah, I'm going to. But what I'm saying is what do you do with the clubs that you have an emotional attachment to?
well,
And to me, it's still a perfectly good club.
I don't have a good answer for you.
Can I just get one of those groove things and dig out the grooves so that I can keep it?
No.
Okay. Well, I just have a hard time I have a hard time getting rid of a perfectly good wedge.
Okay.
Can I give it to first tee? I don't.
Oh yeah. Well, you want
Yeah,
to do
but
that?
if
Sure.
it's not good enough for me, but it's good enough for first tee.
Well, where I'm going with this is high spin players.
Okay.
And Jan, what I'm going to say next,
Is
please, is not a criticism.
No, I'm not that good.
No, you're not a high spin player, and
exactly.
so it will matter less
for me.
You. Yeah.
Okay.
But the point is, if you are playing a lot and you do rely on spinning shots into the green, your wedge performance will decrease measurably, demonstrably, around 50 rounds.
Okay.
And just for fun, players like, let's say Tiger, fresh wedges every tournament.
Every tournament, yeah.
Every tournament.
Yeah, every tournament.
Rory replaces his wedges every 2 or 3 tournaments.
Okay.
So no emotional attachment there. It's a tool.
Yeah.
But they make sure the tool is fresh and in good working order. That's
well,
what we're talking about.
They don't keep it long enough to get emotionally attached.
I see.
There we go.
All right. We got to take a break. When we come back on the other side, we will get caught up with Patrick Manning from Black Desert. We're going to talk about the field, which is set. Patrick Manning, when we come back on the other side, you are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. That means Utah Golf Radio coming to you live today from the beautiful downtown studios of ESPN 700, getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. Paul and Jan in studio with you today. We are powered, as always, by T-Box at tbx.golf, where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. Check out a T-Box near you. Jan, we are joined now by Patrick Manning from Black Desert. It starts today, folks. We are in Black Desert Week. Patrick Manning, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Jan.
We're so glad to have you with us today, Patrick. Let's not bury the lead. Mm-hmm. The news is the field is set. It gets set on Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern, the Friday prior to a tournament. So that was last night, yesterday afternoon here in the Mountain Time Zone. Patrick, what can you tell us about this field coming to the Bank of Utah Championship at Black Desert?
Super, super exciting. I didn't think that we would get quite this far by just year two of our PGA Tour, but we have nearly half the field are prior PGA Tour winners. That's amazing to me. And with Jason Day and Max Homa and Tigala is a fan favorite, and there's a lot of players in this field. It's going to be really exciting to watch.
There are 5 players who are in the top 50 for the FedEx Cup rankings. These are Jason Day, Kurt Kitayama, Maverick McNeely, which I think is really cool, mm-hmm. Tom Hoge, and Ryan Gerard. This is so interesting. These players have no points imperative, nothing to gain by coming to this tournament because it's a FedEx Fall tournament. The FedEx Fall is designed for players from 50 to 125. But there they are. You've got 5 of the top 50. What are you hearing, Patrick, about their motivation to come? I think it's because it's Black Desert and this place is so cool, but what are you hearing?
Well, I don't want to say who, but one of the players' dads reached out to me and said that he wanted to come play the week before, and I said, "Well, the course is closed." But he said that the reason that his son is coming is because just all the players from last year were like, "You can't miss it. It is so amazing. They treat you so well there. The resort is fantastic." But mostly you've got to, if you've never been to Southern Utah, you've got to see these views in person. And I think it was more just, the beauty of Greater Zion that was bringing most of them, the intrigue of watching it, having seen it on television, and just wanting to experience it personally. And then another one I talked to said that when we had the top golf influencers out here, and they had so much fun, he just said, it looks like an amazing place to be. I just can't wait to come experience it for myself.
Yeah, that would be the first thing that I would say, Patrick, is the hubbub from last year and everyone playing from last year being able to tell all the other players, you have to come check it out. I mean, it is a little bit like playing on Mars, so that could have been a draw, but I think that there's a huge challenge as well. So I mean, these players want to be challenged, and your course does that.
Yeah, and I think Jan makes a point, Patrick. There's a couple things at work here. Certainly, the point you make about seeing is different in person. There's no question. Mm-hmm. And look, this place pops on TV. It totally does. I made a real point last year of actually turning my eyes away from what was in front of me to watch TV because I wanted to figure out what people were consuming out there in TV land, and it pops on TV. But look, you can't replace being there in person. Mm-hmm. We all grew up with Southern Utah, and it's a part of our lives today. Don't take it for granted, people. Special place. And then
and let me just throw out there. I mean, I encourage everybody to come because it is so much fun. And like I guess I'll name drop one.
But I invited Marie Osmond to come last year. She's like, Patrick, I don't golf. I said, that doesn't matter. She said, I don't watch golf. I said, that doesn't matter. So she came, and she loved it so much that not only did she have fun, but she sat on the first row of the 18th structure there on the 18th green and was glued to golf. And now she's a huge golf fan. She came to the
Nice.
LPGA, and she's coming back to the PGA this year. And just
Nice.
from that one experience, now she's a golf fan.
Oh, I love
Oh,
it.
go you, Patrick. That's really great. The other thing I do want to talk about, though, is, and I heard this from talking to players, that their treatment by your resort, by the support mechanisms and facilities and systems, all the people involved, everything you set up, their treatment gave them a special experience that even among a group of people who are treated well week in, week out, stood out to them. And I am certain that that made its way through the pipeline of personal conversations among the players.
Yeah, both the men and the women. And if I haven't told you guys, it was so heartwarming after the LPGA to go down to the front desk and find over 70 handwritten letters of gratitude for how well the women were treated. And the men didn't write that many letters, but a lot of them expressed that they have never, ever experienced that good of treatment ever at a PGA tournament.
That is so cool. And it's not surprising,
No.
Patrick. I know you. I know your team. I've seen your resort. I've seen what you do. It's not surprising. But what it is deeply impressive, deeply gratifying, and holy cow.
And it's just going to get better and better. I mean, the more individual player, these players that come and have that same experience, I mean, you're going to have such an incredible roster moving on every single year. People are going to want to come and play Black Desert.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm wanting this to become known around the tour. I mean, it'll take us a few years.
Yeah, sure.
But that this is the place where the spouse, the kids, they pull on the shirt and say, I want to go to that because they've got a water park, because they got all the restaurants, because they have a world-class spa. Like we want to go hang out there at that tournament. That's the one we mark on our calendars that we want to go to.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about some of the other players in the field. A couple that really grabbed my attention. I mentioned Maverick McNeely. He is a top 20 player in the world on the official World Golf Rankings.
One of my favorites.
One of mine as well. You should. I love Maverick. I think he is an absolute breath of fresh air and an absolute asset to this game. A really sharp player, a really sharp thinker. Maverick McNeely will be there. Alex Noren, 17th in the World Golf Rankings, so you got two in the top 20 in the world. A couple other names here. Nick Dunlap, the kid who won on the PGA Tour as an amateur. Billy Horschel, a 7-time winner on the tour. Francisco Molinari. Could we say major champion?
Yep.
A little British Open in his pocket.
Yep.
Brant Snedeker, the President's Cup captain, he's going to be here. Patrick, you mentioned Sahith Theegala. But here's one that I circled the minute I saw it. Aldridge Potgieter.
Okay.
Aldridge Potgieter. Now, I get why he's showing up, because he's 52 in the rankings. He's trying to play his way into the top 50. Fine. But this kid is the fastest club head speed, the fastest ball speed, the longest hitter on the tour. I cannot wait to see him hit bombs.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I was so excited when I saw that he signed up for your tournament, Patrick.
Yeah, us too. I mean, there's some special players, and the sponsor exemptions are going to be fun again this year as well.
Oh, absolutely. Let's talk about the sponsor exemptions. Tell us about all these Utah players you're putting in the field for us to go see our friends and colleagues.
Yeah, Connor Howe, Preston Summerhays, freshman at Utah Tech, David Liggety, and we re-upped with Kihei Akina again, and super excited.
Good
about
call.
this kid.
Good call.
Yeah, excellent choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Kihei missed the cut last year by one. So
one shot.
I mean, now with all of the play and all of and all of the things that have happened to him in 2025, I mean, he's coming into this tournament with a great deal of confidence.
Yes, he is.
I was, and Jan, you mentioned these things that happened to him this year. Of course, he won the Utah Open, the youngest player ever to do that. I was walking with him, Patrick, last year on Friday when he was coming down his last few holes. And as Jan mentioned, one shot out of making the cut. And at the time, it was tense, and you thought, oh, no, disappointing. And then I caught a breath, and I said, wait, this kid's 18 years old. He's in high school.
Yep.
And he just came within a shot of making a cut on the PGA Tour. There's no
Come on, man.
Here.
And to remind you guys, when I was sitting at Club 73 having lunch with Kihei and his dad, Alan, and I asked Kihei, I said, how many PGA tournaments have you ever been to, to watch?
I heard this.
And and Alan piped in. He goes, Patrick, I told Kihei, he's been asking me since he was 4 years old to take him to a PGA tournament. And I said, Kihei, the first tournament you will ever be at is one you're playing in.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
That I know that was so great last year. That was a great story.
What a great story indeed. Patrick, you guys have made some changes to the physical structure of the viewing, to the way you've set up the stands and things like that. Tell us what people can expect when they show up next week.
Sure. Well, first of all, I just want to give a shout out to our tournament team because I'm very hard to impress, and I was super impressed last year how well an inaugural year came off, especially when we opened the resort the same day as we opened the PGA tournament. That was a lot on the team.
Yes, sir.
And so I was so impressed and surprised that it went off just almost perfectly. But the almost part that that will be improved this year is we had that, as you know, we had that pinch point between 1 and 2 and had 1 and 10 and had a bottleneck there. I mean, all PGA tournaments have those sorts of things, but we just wanted it to be perfect. And so it took 4 minutes to get through there. And so this year we've moved some tee boxes and we've made it so that should not be a bottleneck anymore, and, no wait to get through there. And then the other thing was, although the 3-story structures on 16, 17, 18 were super impressive and showed really well on television, that third floor, and to lesser degree the second floor, just it limited the view because you could only see the players if you're right at like the drink rail, and so it was a little bit of, I don't want to say wasted real estate, but it was kind of wasted real estate. So this year we broadened and brought them down to single level so that the fans are more like up close and personal and intimate with the players, and can hear them breathing, instead of they're further away because they're so up so high. So we just they're not smaller structures, they're just closer to the players.
So interesting. Yeah. And that is one thing that PGA Tour events in general tend to offer this, but it really works well at Black Desert. As Mr. Weiskopf was designing the course, I've read where he said, no, we were considering gallery movement. We were considering big events as we were designing this course, and so it was included from the blueprint stage, and and it shows. It's been realized, and this is a good place to watch golf. You do get close. You are able to see shots. It's very, very cool. And are there still tickets available? Can people get themselves there?
Yeah, oh yeah. There's still some grounds. There's still some VIP, like at the Greater Zion grandstands. You can watch. The great thing about Greater Zion Club, if you just spend a few extra dollars, it's totally worth it because you're watching the approach to the 16th green, which is probably our most iconic hole.
Yeah.
But watching the approach to the 16th green, then you just walk a few feet across the structure to the other side, and you're watching our shortest par 3 on 17, which there was a hole-in-one on last year's PGA. And then you're watching the final 18. And here's my secret for everybody out there. This is what you do. You go to the Greater Zion Club, you watch 16, 17, 18, tee off, and then when that last group is coming through, get out of the structure, go down to the 18th tee, and follow that last group to the 18th green walking down the fairway. That is, I've heard so many fans say that was the most fun they had.
Okay, I like that. That is good to know. Well, we can't wait. We'll be there next week. Of course, we will be doing this show from Black Desert next week. And it just like I say, Patrick's so looking forward to it. What you guys have pulled off is so important in Utah golf. And, folks, even though this tournament was here last year, this is the second edition of it, let's not forget, prior to last year, there had been a 61-year gap between the PGA Tour's last visit to Utah and coming to Black Desert last year. So, Patrick Manning, you and your team brought the PGA Tour back to Utah, and it matters. And we are so grateful and cannot wait to see it next week.
Appreciate that, Paul. Can I share one more thing?
Please.
All right. So remember I said we want this to be a family thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just want to give a shout out to the Utah Sports Commission. They did a sponsorship with us that they are paying for. Each paying adult, 2 kids 16 and under get in free.
Wow.
Thanks to the Utah Sports Commission.
That's awesome. So then there's no excuse to bring your kids to see a PGA Tour. Paul says this all the time. I mean, get your kids in front, let them see real professional golf up close, right? I mean, right in their backyard. It's fantastic. What you've done is fantastic, Patrick, and we are all so grateful and thankful for what you've done for our state, bringing back the PGA.
Well, I enjoy it myself as well, but it's been our pleasure to put this thing on. It's a heck of a lot of fun.
Well, you have earned the right to have some fun.
Yes,
Patrick.
you're allowed to have fun now. You're in your second year. You can have fun now.
Go have some fun. All right, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for joining us. Really looking forward to this event.
Thanks, Paul and Jan.
Okay,
Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you. That is Patrick Manning, the managing partner at Black Desert Resort. And Jan, first of all, holy cow, Patrick Manning is perhaps, why do I say perhaps? He is the most consequential person in Utah golf of this generation.
Yes.
Bringing back the PGA Tour, as we just noted, after a 61-year absence, and in addition, bringing back the LPGA Tour after a 63-year absence. Makes a difference.
Yep.
Holy
he's
cow,
a gift.
makes a difference.
He's a gift to golf in Utah.
Yep, absolutely. And his entire team.
Yep.
And make sure, folks, whatever you are doing this week, if it is even remotely possible, get yourself to Black Desert and see it in person. Watch these great players, each of whom visiting from Krypton. And look, let me digress for a quick little minute. Scotty Scheffler won't be there. Xander Schauffele won't be there. We know this, okay? Rory, Tommy, no.
But because
that
they don't need to
doesn't matter.
They don't need to be here.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Each player with a PGA Tour card, as all these players have, everybody with a PGA Tour card, they are otherworldly.
Mm-hmm.
They are unimaginably talented and skilled. They are visiting from Krypton, and you will see the greatest golf in the world at Black Desert next week.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are you bringing your granddaughter so that she can meet Kurt Kitayama?
Okay.
That's all. Every
Kitayama's in the
time
field,
I
yeah.
see Kurt Kitayama, I think of your Ellie. Is it Ellie?
Ellie,
Ellie, your granddaughter, who loves Kurt Kitayama.
Yeah, great story. Great story. We were watching the European Tour early one morning. I'm sitting there holding Lily Ellie, this beautiful, wonderful child, and she said, "Grandpa, who's that?" I said, "That's Kurt Kitayama." She goes, "I love Kurt Kitayama." And so, all right.
From now on.
And now we know.
Now we know. So Kurt Kitayama, but you better get an autograph that says "Thanks, Ellie."
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yep.
Okay. That really matters.
It
Okay.
does. I love it.
All right. Jan, we need to talk about somebody who needs some relief.
Oh yeah.
I need relief, brought to us by our good friends at Duro Health. Check them out at durohealth.com. This innovative back therapy and treatment program will help you swing faster, hit farther, play better, and feel better. That's the most important part, folks. Jan, I've got two people who need some relief this week.
Okay.
First of all, Gary Player. Oh, my gosh. Love this guy. A historic player. He invented the idea of playing world golf, and then he executed on it. A major championships. He has won the Lifetime Grand Slam, one of only 6 players to do that. Absolutely one of the greatest the game has ever seen. But he needs some relief because he lapsed into grumpy old man mode this week and said the Ryder Cup is the worst event in the world.
He said it out loud?
Out loud.
To a reporter?
Who was taking notes.
Oh, boy.
Gary, you're wrong. And you need some relief.
Oh, boy.
Let's tell you who else needs some relief. This is unfortunately not new news. We've said it before, and it breaks my heart. Tiger Woods had his 7th back surgery this week. Tiger needs some relief, Jan.
Poor
And
guy.
he tried his best to get it. Apparently another disc problem that he got repaired. But back surgery for Tiger Woods, we don't know when we will see him. Actually, we know when we will see him again. He has said that he will show up at the TGL opener at the SoFi Center in Jupiter. But we don't know when we'll see him with a club in his hand. All right. Who's on a Sizz? On a Sizz, brought to us by Next Level Golf at nextlevelgolf.com. This one is really fun. Little bit contrived, but fun nonetheless. Have you paid any attention to or followed Bryson DeChambeau's YouTube channel, and in particular a thing he does on his YouTube channel that he calls Breaking 50, where he tees up with some celebrity or somebody of some sort, and they go out and they try to break 50 in a 2-player scramble from the forwardmost tees. So they shorten the course, and they're playing they've got 2 shots at each shot, a 2-player scramble, and they're trying to break 50. Well, teeing up with Steph Curry.
Well, that'll do it.
They shot 49. They broke 50.
Steph Curry's a good player.
Oh, he's more than a good player.
So,
yeah,
you get the two of them together.
Player. Yeah, and actually, you look through the shot-by-shot account of this, and Curry outplayed DeChambeau.
He did. Look at this. He drove from 320 yards to 4 feet to the hole.
Okay, count that.
5 wood from 243 yards.
Count that.
Just long of the green. He straight as a train smoke. 60-degree wedge from 104 yards to 8 feet from the hole.
Count that.
Come on.
Yeah. And 6-iron from 211 to 4 feet.
Yep. 306 driver to 20 feet.
Absolutely.
Pitching wedge from 143 to 5 feet. Solo birdie.
Yep, and had a Drano in there, sank a long putt. You added it all up, 49. Okay.
Oh my!
A little contrived, but fun nonetheless.
Yeah.
And definitely counts for being on a Sizz.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. All right. We got to take a break. When we come back on the other side, we will tell you about the UGA Players of the Year. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. Yeah. Utah Golf Radio. Coming back at you. We're in the mothership this morning, getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah, in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. We are powered and teed up by T-Box at tbx.golf. Check them out. Get yourself to a T-Box facility near you. There's one in Salt Lake County now, as we have talked about on this show, with the one that Kelton Hirsch and Carly Hirsch opened, Jan, in Riverton. Yeah, you've been out there, haven't you?
I haven't been out there yet.
Oh,
Carly
Jan,
and I know we're gonna meet and talk about our women's league, our winter league.
Nice. Okay. So. Check them out at tbx.golf for the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. Jan, the Utah Golf Association announced this past week its selections, its winners for the Players of the Year in the various categories. We want to talk about them. We will be talking with each of them on future shows. In particular, of course, we talked earlier this morning with Noah Schoen, the Men's Player of the Year. But let's just go through this list and talk about each of these players and the seasons they had to become the Players of the Year, because this is such a big and significant accomplishment for each and every one of these players. So as we noted, the 2025, and then I should say the Players of the Year awards are all presented by Primo, and the partnership that Primo Golf Apparel has with the Utah Golf Association. And Jan, we are grateful for a relationship with Primo on this show.
We love us some Primo.
I love me some Primo. I'm sporting some Primo right now.
Yep, as always. Paul, I have to be honest, I don't know that I've ever seen you not wearing Primo.
Well, I wear
Maddie,
it a lot.
just know that Paul is your walking, talking human billboard.
Yeah, there's that. So Noah Schoen, Player of the Year. And Jan, this we talked with Noah earlier in the show. It was remarkable and telling that he had no official win throughout the course of the entire year, and yet still amassed enough points to earn the Player of the Year designation. That is really unusual.
And very hard to do.
Hard to do because the point system is weighted toward W's, as it darn well should be.
Right, and then, and he beats out Austin Shelley, who
won?
Who won the State Am. So
well, he won the junior State Am. Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of, it is. But Noah has had such an incredible year of play. I mean, he's had a few second place finishes.
Several, actually.
Yeah. And so, but again, I think the totality of points is what really sets it apart.
I was intrigued with what he said when we talked with him earlier, and something that's obviously right there in front of me on the record, but I missed it, is that he didn't really play much locally. He's from St. George, and he didn't really play much of the Southern Swing, and yet still amassed all these points. Now, his run at the State Am made a big difference. He made it into the semis.
Right, and then he was medalist. He had the medalist honors.
And for me, that was a win. When it's a 36-hole event, the stroke play portion of the State Am, and it is the biggest and deepest field of the year. If you're a medalist in the State Am, holy cow.
That's like winning the State Am.
Well, no, it's not.
In a lot of ways. In terms of but you have to play, you're playing through.
You have to perform.
Yeah, you have to play well enough to get in.
It is a meaningful thing to be medalist in the stroke play at the State Am. Absolutely meaningful. And it said a lot about Noah Schoen as a player that he did that. Anyway, Noah Schoen, consistency. That's what was really rewarded for him this year. Throughout the year, consistently, Noah Schoen was in the mix more than anybody else. And for that, he became the 2025 Player of the Year. Pretty impressive stuff.
Yes, very.
Let's move on to the Women's Player of the Year. Oh, before I leave Noah, pretty interesting here. He is the third St. George area Player of the Year in a row. The previous being Zach Feltz and Boston Bracken. So there we go. Let's move on to another St. George area player who is the Women's Player of the Year.
And another kind of big deal because of the fact that she is a high school student.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen that since.
It's been a minute.
It's been over a decade.
Yeah,
since
we're talking.
The Woman of the Year or a Women's Player of the Year was a high school player.
Yeah, and so we're talking, of course, about Kate Walker, and this pretty impressive stuff. As you mentioned, high school kid, 17 years old. She's at Crimson Cliffs High. That's why was that hard for me to say? Crimson Cliffs. She's a senior there. And Crimson Cliffs, of course, boy, howdy, they are pumping out some golfers. The Boston Bracken, Lincoln Markham, Dylan Winona, and Kate Walker. But Kate, the UGA Women's Player of the Year. And Jan, she really had a great year across the board, but highlighted, of course, by her appearance in the finals at the State Am.
Yeah, and that was where it was fun to watch. But we've been talking about Kate for quite a while, and
in terms of junior and high school,
and junior high school golf. So this is stepping into some bigger shoes for her. So this is great. But again, we have so many great players coming out of Crimson Cliffs. But Kate also had a little setback. She broke her finger in April. She had a car accident, and she was able to just a few weeks later come back and finish second in the 4A state high school championship.
Yeah,
and then they ended up winning the title.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that for a minute, because there was a hot moment there where news was circulating about Kate's her car accident. And I texted with her and asked her how she was doing. She said, I don't know, but it's not good right now. And I'm thinking, okay, this could really have long-reaching effects here, as it turns out. And this is in the middle of the high school season. The girls, of course, play in the spring. And it turned out she actually was able to get healed up quickly enough to get back into shape to play in the state championship, and she made a little bit of a run there. So that was impressive and amazing, and holy cow, I really was shocked to see it. It was, but Kate had to overcome.
She did.
Real physical setbacks.
She really, really did, and she absolutely did it. I mean, the point differential between her and Ashley Lamb was very small, 111 to 108.5. So Ashley Lamb, Westminster player, and so again with Kate Walker being a high school player, this hasn't happened in over a decade for the UGA.
Absolutely, and I'm looking at the list, and look, the Women's Player of the Year list here in Utah is essentially the Kelsey Chug Trophy.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know why we don't call it that.
Ultimately,
it will be called the Kelsey Chug Trophy.
But Kelsey is still very much involved and engaged in this, so it's a little premature. but for Kate to become the Player of the Year, she had to displace Kelsey, who was on a string of 3 in a row for the second time. Kelsey has won it 6 times, 3 in a row, 2015 through 2017, and then again 3 in a row, 2022 through 2024. But Kate Walker displaced her in that. But looking back, when the last high school player to win it, it would have had to have been that Serene Blair was still in high school.
Yeah, I was just thinking her.
Yeah. But anyway, so a pretty remarkable expression of perseverance and overcoming for Kate to win this award after the car wreck she had and the damage that she did to her hand.
Yep.
And then as you noted, in her run, or she won it by just 3 points, actually 2.5 points over Ashley Lamb, whom she beat in the State Am in the semifinal, and that ultimately ended up being the difference. That match that day was the difference in the Player of the Year race. So, pretty cool there. All right, Senior Women's Player of the Year.
Now, this is something that I haven't seen before. I've never seen a tie.
Unbelievable.
Like, I don't, has it happened before? Because I don't know that I've ever seen it.
No, I'm unaware of it ever happening in any sort of these awards, point-based award system, that when you do this, you end up with a tie. Now, this is Corrine Larson's second, so she repeated. She was Player of the Year last year, and I want to come back to that in a minute. But she tied with Steph Belknap. Now, Steph Belknap is an interesting story. This is Steph Brockbank Belknap. Okay? She is Bruce Brockbank's sister.
Okay.
And Steph Brockbank won 2 State Ams back in the day before she turned her attention to motherhood and when she got married, and she stepped away from the game for a while. She's back now, and guess what? She's still Steph Belknap. She's still good. And it showed here. And so,
wow.
Yeah, really, right? But pretty dang interesting that it would end up with the points being equal. And you're right. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Well, did Steph win a tournament last year? I don't recall us saying. Oh,
we've said her name.
Yeah, we said her name, but I don't remember that she won a tournament last year. I can't remember. Are you looking?
No, yeah, and I'm looking and thinking. Pardon me, I kind of was going through my files.
I was thinking the same thing.
I think you're right.
The same thing like with Noah.
Yeah,
without a win.
Same thing. Yeah,
still tying for.
Yeah, but just consistent play and in the mix all the time. Being in the mix is hard. Being in the mix all the time is really hard.
It really is.
And Steph did that. Now, Corrine last year won this honor without having won a tournament, but this year she won a tournament. Of course, she won the Senior Women's State.
Finally got it.
Got over the top on that particular thing that she needed to do, and the picture here of her. On the UJ website of her holding the Senior State Am trophy. Great smile. Corinne's looking great as always. But to me, what I like about this picture is...
You can see Garrett?
No, she looks relieved.
She does.
Happy, yes. Smiling, yes. But it's more like relief because, to be candid, it has been a minute coming that we all expected Corrine with her powerful big game to overwhelm these fields and to get wins. And a series of injuries, a series of bad bounces along the way, whatever it was, she just hadn't got it done until this last. Well, it was early. It was late in the year, just a couple months ago. Until the Senior Women's State Am that she got the big win that she had eluded her.
But it still wasn't enough.
But she couldn't overcome.
She couldn't take the singular. She couldn't take the single win.
Well,
but, hey, guess what? That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's history made right there.
Absolutely. Speaking of history, we need to pause for a moment on Darren Overson and becoming the Senior Men's Player of the Year. Now, first of all, this is no surprise. Absolutely zero surprise there. Darren is a superlative player. He has a deep resume, and that's part of the point here. He became this year, when he won the Senior State Am, just the second player in Utah golf history, joining the Hall of Famer Todd Barker as the second player to win, buckle your seatbelts, the State Am, the Mid Am, and the Senior State Am in his career. That's only been done twice. Todd Barker was the first one to do it. Darren Overson completed that run this year, and he just had several other tournaments. He had a handful of wins as well. He just
And he
dominated
qualified
the
for
game.
the U.S. Senior Open this year,
And
too.
in addition, he qualified for the U.S. Senior Open, so he played at Colorado Springs in the USGA National Senior Championship.
So
And
he basically, his bucket list is complete. What do you do now?
what do you do now?
What do you do if you've
more,
completed your bucket list?
You do more of it.
Yeah.
Did Jack or Tiger
No.
stop once they won
No.
the career slam? No, they kept going. And
It's just gravy.
but this is a rare player,
Mhm.
Darren Overson, and the consistent. Let me say, over the arc of years, the high level of play from this man, and it shows in what he accomplished to become only the second player to win the state am, the mid am, and the senior am. It takes a lot of things working out for that kind of record to be amassed, and Darren Overson did it.
It's amazing.
Pretty incredible. The super senior men's player of the year.
Yeah, I love this picture because he's wearing a Utah shirt and a Boston Red Sox cap. So I'm in. I'm all in on Mark.
We are talking former U.S. Air Force Chief Master Sergeant Mark Gardner, who picked St. George when he retired from the service and came to Utah, and he brought with him a heck of a game, and he played well throughout the year.
Well, he won all 6 counting events.
6. I was
All
just going to go
6.
there. All
What
6.
Good night.
Yeah, a totally dominant performance. And we've seen this kind of thing before.
Yeah.
We saw it from Brigham Gibbs a couple of years ago in the senior division, but here in the super senior division, Mark Gardner won the all 6 of the counting events for the super senior player of the year points race, and just walked away with everything here. But what a good guy. Really new to the Utah game because retired from the Air Force and came to Utah. He lives down in the St. George area, and but not new to competitive golf.
Right.
He has accomplishments around the country as he followed his career in the Air Force, and so now he brings that level of play to Utah, and boy howdy, it showed this year.
Yep.
A dominant performance.
Wow.
In the super senior men's player of the year. So great players, all of these, each with interesting stories. Noah Schoen, the men's player of the year. Kate Walker, the women's player of the year, and not even old enough to officially be called a woman yet.
Yes. Wow.
She's 17 years
She's
old.
17. She's still a girl.
And so Kate Walker, the women's player
Let's
of
put it
the
this
year.
way. She still goes to a pediatrician.
Okay. Well, or as I like to say, her record can still be expunged.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. Right there.
Turn 18
There you
and you
go.
can no longer expunge
Oh, my
your
goodness.
record.
That's good.
So anyway, Kate Walker, the women's player of the year. A tie, oddly, for the senior women's player of the year, but between Steph Belknap and Corrine Larson, the senior men's player of the year, Darren Overson, and the super senior men's player of the year, Mark Gardner. Congratulations, all. We spoke with Noah Schoen earlier in the show. In coming weeks, we will speak with each of these great players and give you a chance to listen to their stories. All right. Jan, what's next?
You know what's next, Paul?
Black Desert.
Okay.
Did it come out?
It came out. I know you didn't mean it. Okay, you did mean it to come out. Black Desert. That's what's next.
That's what's next. Listen, stick around on the other side. We'll tell you what's coming up next in Utah Golf. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. All right, Black Desert. Jan?
Black Desert.
Black Desert.
Black Desert.
What's next in Utah golf?
Black Desert. Black Desert. Are we just going to say Black Desert?
Could it be Black Desert?
Should we just say we'll see you next week at Black Desert?
Where will we be next week?
Black Desert.
Black Desert. I
don't think we need to even say anything else. We just say Black Desert.
Say what?
Black Desert.
I think Black Desert might be next.
You know where we ought to go?
Where's?
Black Desert.
We could go to we could go to Black Desert.
Next week we could go to Black Desert.
You know, I would like that, but where I'd really like to go is Black Desert.
You know what I was thinking too?
What's that?
Could hit Black Desert on the way.
And when we get there, we could spend some time at Black Desert.
I think that'd be awesome. So it's Black Desert then? That's what we decided on?
Yeah. Well, but let's go to Black Desert, but add into that some Black Desert.
Okay. Well, on the way to Black Desert, we can think about Black Desert till we get to Black Desert. Then we can be at Black Desert and dream about Black Desert. And then the next day, go to Black Desert.
I like that. Folks, the PGA Tour is coming to Utah next week. It will be at Black Desert in the Bank of Utah Championship.
You can still get tickets, bankofutahchampionship.com. There won't be very many left if you don't hurry, but bankofutahchampionship.com. And, the place to be next week would be Black Desert.
You should go to Black Desert?
I mean.
I guess the only other thing we'd want to mention is that the Monday qualifier is oddly, when is the Monday?
It's on Monday.
Monday, okay. Yeah. So the Monday queue is on Monday. It'll be at Sand Hollow.
I would say it's not at Black Desert.
No. So next week, folks, Black Desert.
Black Desert.
We will be there. All right. We got to put a wrap on the show with thanks to everybody who was with us today. This is Paul Pugmire saying, don't jab it like Jan.
Jan says, chug it, don't pug it.
Always good advice. Please replace your divots, fix your ball marks. And for Andy Curtis, don't spit sunflower seeds on the green.
Stop it.
You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network.